Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I certainly hope that you are well. First, I wanted to say that I am continuing to learn, grow, and evolve on my journey. So, anything that I say on this channel, please always let it resonate in your heart and check in with your own I am presence. So, with that being said, I have been kind of calling out to the universe and really desiring to um, get closer and receive answers to some of the questions that I have and some of the questions that I've gotten. And of course, I've always heard spirit, but spirit is telling me that it's time to know more and access more um, because I'm ready for it. Of course, there are things that I don't understand and still are confusing to me, but Spirit is telling me not to doubt what I'm hearing, that I don't have to necessarily understand everything, but if I hear it in my heart, then not to doubt it. Um, and this is an exploration of the one source creator mind, the infinite mind. So there's a lot of truths to uncover. There's a lot of clarity to be had. But if you are receiving a message in your heart coming from a place of love and light, then don't doubt it and go with the message as it resonates to you at this time. So, with that being said, this curiosity that has been sparked in me led to a meditative session with my I Am Source presence within. And of course, I had questions along the way. So please forgive if this video seems a bit choppy because it is in kind of a question and answer format, but it will all tie together and make sense as a whole. So, yes, today I want to talk about the concept of timelines. And basically, in my meditation with Spirit was saying that some souls, the souls who have decided to ascend, have now shifted into a positive timeline. And the souls who have chosen not to move forward on this timeline, of course, there's no right or wrong here, will stay and remain learning in the current lower timeline as they were. When I was in meditation with Spirit, I had my pen and paper and I just was in flow state, writing my questions and what I heard. And of course, I didn't remember everything in my brain because I wrote it all down. So I have my notes in front of me here. So from Spirit telling me that based on the shift in timelines, questions arose in me from that. So the first question that I had to Spirit was, what about the people that, we've interacted with before moving forward with the concept of positive timeline versus the, I guess you can say, the polarity of timeline. And Spirit said to me, some souls who have also decided to ascend into this positive timeline, you will be interacting with that continued evolving state of consciousness of that persona. And if there is any friction that, let's say, does arise between you and this other aspect of yourself, because we are all one, then you two are simply helping each other bring out aspects of yourself that need to be brought to light, healing past them, and learning to communicate and commune in love and harmony going forward. Now, the souls that have decided not to ascend with their current persona into this new positive timeline, because we are all multidimensional beings, and we are also the creators of our reality, we do have a memory of this person that we can project based on that memory, to have an experience with them. But this is going to be a projection of a higher state of their consciousness, a higher version of themselves, that aligns to the frequency that you now have. Um, but most likely, you know, if you do interact with this said person, then it would be for a short time, if at all. Um, and with this, this is because nothing exists outside of the mind, outside of the self. And because you are the creator, you can create and project a version of their persona from their higher selves in this new timeline. I know, very confusing. And it was confusing for me, but I'm sitting on this and I'm just being open to learning new information. So, and of course, I had more questions and just more questions for Spirit. So, my next question to Spirit was, well, are there parts of myself that has decided to stay to continue to learn at the lower frequencies of reality? And the answer to this question was yes, because you are multidimensional and you can put yourself, your consciousness, into all space, times, and realities. You can. But remember, you are Source, who some call God, and you are everything. So therefore, you cannot be separate from anything. So I'm like, okay, Spirit, well, does that mean this persona, me, as a mirror, has that Amira decided to stay and still learn on a lower plane? And the answer to this was no, because you, the persona Amira, has decided to ascend, and you came here to do so. It is just parts of your consciousness which may have a different form or a persona that has decided to learn at another frequency. Again, because we're all one and we can't be separate from the one, and we're multi-dimensional beings, with our consciousness in many space-time realities. So yeah, and we do have the ability to jump timelines and tune into different frequencies based on our choice, like a radio dial. And there is the timeline of the so-called elite, but because they too understand that we are creators, they understand this. So their goal is to get you to tune into their frequency and merge your consciousness into their timeline or reality. But this, of course, is a choice. You can choose to do this, but you can also choose not to. Like if you notice, most of the times, a lot of the chaos that you're seeing is, where's it happening? It's happening through your TVs, or your internet, because you are tuning into this frequency. You are merging your attention to this frequency. But if you decide not to tune into this frequency, and it's almost like it doesn't exist, because you have decided not to interact with this program. It doesn't exist in your world. And you may see someone who has subscribed to that frequency, someone who is operating from a 3D consciousness, but they are in that space. But that is not your reality. So you don't. It's like you don't even experience it for yourself unless you decide to, agree to it and align yourself to their program. You are now operating from a 4D, 5D, and above consciousness, and we're going to continue to ascend. This is why your attention is so powerful, because what you give attention to is what you create in your world. You are the creator in flesh. So with Spirit telling me that, I'm like, okay, Spirit, with this and being able to jump timelines, can I interact with the lower versions of people from the past? And Spirit said yes, but because you've already chosen to move into a positive timeline and ascend, you won't. You've already chosen to learn the lessons from these interactions, so there's no need to revisit it. However, if these people are in your life, if at all, and they're not meant to be in your life long term, then you most likely will just have a short interaction with them um, in this new timeline, based on the projected version from your memory, with this person's persona from a higher state of consciousness, from their higher state of consciousness that again aligns to your frequency. Um, but most likely this won't even happen. Um, you know, and Spirit, made it clear that you shouldn't go seeking out, people from your past because they were removed from your life for a reason, and more than likely, you definitely won't even have an interaction with these people. So, because there are versions of you in every realm, and you're multi-dimensional, this is why, anything is possible. You know, um, Christ also brought up a point to me that this is how Christ was able to rise again, using his body that was healed in the tomb, because he projected his consciousness into that time space reality, even though he had already ascended into higher realms. And I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. It certainly makes a lot of sense. Like, how do you do that? It's science, um, it's spirituality. But so, okay, so my next question to Spirit was, how are people with a lower program mindset able to tap into my frequency? Let's say, like, on YouTube or something like that. And Spirit said, in this case, parts of their soul wants to connect with your energy, like a radio dial, like you can tune into other programs. You know what I'm saying? They can tune into your energy, and even if they don't know it, they may also resonate with your vibration, your frequency, and your message. And there is something that their soul wants to hear, or they may be needed to be activated from you or your message in some way. However, the lower frequency beings with the overall intention to lower your frequency going forward, as we are on this new positive timeline, um, of 5D consciousness and above, they won't be able to affect you as before because you're just not on their radio dial anymore. It's just like they can't see you, they can't touch you. I'm saying you don't exist. The frequencies don't match up. And of course, you are heavily protected by light, love, energy, and through your free will of deciding to ascend. Um, Unless they too carry your frequency, they just can't get to you. So, and yes, yay, congratulations. The light has already won. We are here. So I'm like, okay, Spirit, confusing. But of course, I have more questions. What about like when I hear people talking about disappearing? And this goes hand in hand with everything I've already been saying. It's the ascension. People whose consciousness in their current persona who have decided to experience a different timeline can no longer tap into your frequency again. This is why, like, we haven't seen with our naked eye other beings from higher planes because we just weren't resonating at that frequency. But do not doubt, my friends, moving forward and as we elevate, I do believe that we will begin to actually see some of these beings who are operating and vibrating at these higher frequencies, which I think is very exciting. So yeah, the beings that do have this higher frequency can access our frequency or our dimension. They just have to adjust their frequency to align to ours so that they can communicate with us. And this goes with the same thing with like lower frequencies. In order to, you know, um, match us, they will have to raise their frequency in order to tap into our energy. Yeah, so if they decided not to do that, then most likely, poof, be gone. Okay. So I asked Spirit, is there still darkness that still needs to be clear in this positive timeline? And the answer was yes, there's still residue from your experiences in this lifetime and past lifetimes that are currently still being cleared. You're still shedding these lower densities until you completely merge with your I am presence with these high frequencies that are coming in. And I ask Spirit, is this where solar flashes comes in? And yes, they do play a role in assisting with clearing out any residue of lower frequency vibrations in your system. And of course, this is a gradual process, as the body can only handle but so much light at one time, and it must be gradually integrated into your field. This is why you experience ascension symptoms as you adjust to this higher frequency and this all this light that's coming in. So um, I found this meditation um, very interesting for me in the concept of timelines and being multidimensional and just where we're going. But rest assured and know that if you are here, you're not seeing this message for no reasons. There are no coincidences. Things don't happen just by chance. And you're meant to hear this message. Light is one. Congratulations, you made it thus far. You're on a positive timeline and moving forward. So we can just look forward to really just releasing, continue to fully release our traumas and fully embrace and accept this love and light energies into our hearts, into our minds, into our fields, and trust and know that there is nothing to fear, that we have the power to create, we have the power to give our attention to what we will, because we have free will, and it is a law of the universe that you cannot impede on someone else's free will. So because of that, nothing to fear, my friends. Source is here with us, our guides, angels, ascended masters, ancestor, you yourself, you're here, and you have nothing but great things to look forward to, even if it may seem, like it's not going down this path, or even if it's been hard. This is a time to celebrate, and this is a time to be joyous because congratulations, you did it. So this is all I have today, and I continue to send you so much love. And until next time, live in love and light. Take care of you.